Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for the chart read for April 15th, 2018. Tax day. It won't be tax day this year though because it's a weekend or whatever in America. It's also, always reminds me of the day my dad passed, and also one of my closest, dearest friends and one of the greatest loves of this life died on that day. It was so weird. Same day as my dad. So it's a sad day for me often, but it doesn't have to be a sad day for everybody. The big news is Chiron's going in there. Chiron's going to make its move. I don't know the time, but it's after this. This, by the way, is 9:57 p.m. Eastern time, so vary. But Chiron's going to make its big move into Aries. And I haven't really looked into it, to be honest, and I haven't even tried to tune into it, but on the surface level, it seems like it would be easier. It seems like, because Chiron, the wounded healer, it's these things that we carry around with us and everything. It seems to me like, for instance, if you have a fight with somebody, with Chiron and Pisces, it could be lingering forever. It could be this long-standing wound that you never get over. To me, the energy of Aries, you have a fight and, you make up and it's all forgotten, It's not going to be so deep and so... it's more on the level. It's more about healing what you see right around you. It's more about, instead of contemplating the healing, contemplating and dreaming about it in deepness, it's about taking action. So I think that a lot can be accomplished during this Chiron and Aries for just, what can we accomplish? Not the deep philosophical nature of the whole thing, not, all this other stuff. More, well, here's a problem, where's a solution, fix it, let's move on. There's a lot of moving on. And again, sometimes the deep philosophical stuff is cool, and we do need it, and it does have its value. I mean, I'm all about that, but sometimes it's nice to just say, here's a problem, let's fix it. So that's just off the top of my head. I haven't really, delved into the Chiron stuff, because when the last time Chiron was in these signs, I was, just a baby. So I haven't really experienced this as an adult, and really Chiron wasn't being discussed in astrology back then, I don't think. I'm not sure when Chiron kind of entered the conversation, this astrological conversation. If anybody wants to comment on that who might know, that'd be great. I have not started using Chiron until the last maybe 10 years or so. Definitely in the 2000s. I didn't use it before the early 2000s, Chiron. So it's a new kind of energy to bring in, but it's an intense and it's a deep and it's interesting. It's a powerful energy for sure. Chiron almost is like a Pluto in a way. How it just stirs things up, or I feel like it kind of has been. It's been coming off that way. I guess you could say it's been feeling a little bit like Pluto as it's transit through Pisces because of the deep, dark stuff of it and the big changes and upheavals that it's brought. I look forward to seeing how it's going to be in Aries. I really don't know. So we'll see. There'll be more on that to come. But those of you that follow astrology, if you weren't aware, this is a big day because of this, and it might be probably going to be a little bit. In other places, it might be the next day, because if it's 10 p.m. roughly in New York, it's already the next day over in Europe, and it's still not in there, but, it's a big deal. The actual new moon, though, is pretty intense in itself because it's in with the Uranus. You got the sun, the moon, and Uranus all in a big orb. The actual new moon is at 2602 Aries, trine the galactic center, which is in Sagittarius. Nothing's there right now. No planetary aspects are there, but it's still trining that. And Uranus, because Uranus rules over Aquarius, of course. But Uranus is that galactic energy too. It's definitely outer space. It's definitely like aliens in space and higher energy and all that crazy stuff. So there's going to be that kind of energy is going to be. It's Uranus. It's not an accident, I don't feel, that Uranus and Aquarius has this symbol. Because that's what its energy is like. It's electricity. Uranus rules over electricity, all technology. So it's electric. You know, there's an electric vibe to this new moon. It's electrifying. What's that? It's electric. Ooh, and there's like, what's that? Is that from Rocky Horror? It was a time warp. That's in the time warp, isn't it? In the song Let's Do the Time Warp? It's interesting that showed up. Maybe we're going to be jumping some timelines again here, huh? Let's look that up real quick. I'm not real deep. I haven't really started getting into the psychic portion of the reading yet. By the way, for those of you that are tuning in and never have seen my readings, it's an astrology reading, but once I use that to start off with, and then you know, I go, it gets deeper. More and more psychic stuff comes in. So if you're not into astrology, just hang in there. It's worth hanging in there, because I usually do get some cool stuff in there. The Time Warp lyrics. Let's put Rocky Horror, yeah. It's astounding. It's fleeting. It's Patricia Quinn. That doesn't ring a bell. Is that the one? This doesn't seem like it's it. Maybe it is. It's a jump to the left. It's astounding. Does it say it's electric in here anywhere? Yeah, this is it. Let's do the time warp again. With voyeuristic intention. I thought it said something about invention. It's so dreamy. Oh, fantastic. Well, I don't know. I'm going to skip it. If you want to look it up, but I think that's electric. And somebody goes, ooh. Makes a noise almost like a shivering noise, or like a horse. Maybe I'm totally on the wrong song altogether. Hang in there with me, people. I'm sorry. I'm not going to veer from the chart again right away. Maybe at the end. But I heard that. And it's a lyric to some song. Oh, maybe that's the band started leaving. Ballroom Blitz. That might be Ballroom Blitz. All right, I'm not going to go there. Time Warp popped into my head too, though, even if that wasn't the lyrics of Time Warp. So, and I could totally see that. You know, Saturn rules time. We're going to get into our old man Saturn there. But, you know, Saturn used to be the co-ruler of Aquarius. But Uranus, something way out there like that could happen. Or, well, I shouldn't say way out there. Something that many people would consider way out there could happen. This would be a good time to jump timelines, I think. But there's this electric energy. You should be able to feel it in the air. There's this initiative. There's this, everything's new again. Everything seems new. You know, everything that is old is new again. I'm hearing. Maybe something could be revised from the past, you know, maybe some kind of, totally it could be some major scientific discovery. Could be come about at this time or announced at this time. You know, some kind of new understanding, new discoveries, scientific breakthroughs, space-age types of things are majorly, could be showing up and happening at this time. Mercury, and bring it down to a regular personal level, because Mercury's not in this group, but it's in Aries as well. So could be news coming. You could hear from somebody unexpectedly, you know, somebody that you would have never, you know, thought was, I'm getting like thought was completely out of your life, you know, and they could just show up again. You could either hear from them or hear news about them. You know, that could be another part of it, you know, hear some news about them through social media and the internet, because that's Uranus. That's all the electronic media and everything. But it's a powerful new moon with that boost from Uranus there. That's for sure. That's something we could say for sure. And let me just take a look over here. It's conjunct Sun. We know that. So the moon squaring Pluto. Yeah, it is squaring Pluto, isn't it? Wow. So here we go again. We're going to awaken that Pluto-Uranus square. You know, just when you thought you were done with the Pluto-Uranus square. Just when I thought they were done, they pull me back in again. Here it comes again. But I'm not feeling like it's so drastic. I mean, there is a major concentration of stuff in Capricorn and a major concentration of stuff in Aries. So there is squares going on between the Aries energy and the Capricorn energy, which is Pluto is there and Uranus is there. You know, it's the Pluto-Uranus square in the cardinal signs, you know. And this has been done to death. Hopefully, though, with this new moon, the influx of the new moon, and Mercury's gone direct by then, it could be, I just feel like everything's new. Chiron's going into Aries. It could just be like, well, these old-time Pluto-Uranus squares that we've been dealing with since whenever, a few years now. I think I talked about it in the last one, since maybe 2015. You know, we could have a new outlook on it. A new, some major revelations could come through. Uranus is definitely big on revelations, and then trying to get the galactic center, you know, big time revelations, you know, broadcasts from the universe getting picked up and processed and delivered quickly, you know, not ruminated on for, you know, years and years and years. You know, you hear it, you say it, and you put it out there. It's a very quick, or it comes out. Yeah, that's the thing. I notice so many times I pick stuff up, and if I'm not quick enough to get it out in the videos, it shows up in somebody else's video. You know, the universe is broadcasting. They don't care who the messenger is. I don't think. You know, it's not like oh well, I'm the divine messenger. No, you're one of many receivers. You know, that are out there, and I think that's true. So a lot of this stuff could really be coming fast and furious, these messages, and it's going to be going out and being broadcast out. You know, it's, Uranus doesn't rule, 9th house is broadcasting, but I feel like it ties into that, especially in the modern day with the internet and everything. It's making that odd aspect over to the Jupiter too. I always forget what you call it, but it's not a fun aspect. It's a similar vibe to the square. You know, it's not a harmonious aspect to Jupiter and Scorpio. So yeah, tempers could be flaring. When you put Scorpio energy with Aries together, you know, that's, to me, says tempers. That could be a temper is flaring. People get upset. People can get quick to anger, but quick to anger, quick to make up. You know, I don't feel like it's going to be these brooding long-term things anymore. I think we'll just get over it quickly, you know. Get it out of your system and get over it. This is a good time to get stuff out of your system. You know, get it out. Say what you got to say with the Mercury. Say it. Get it out of your system. Mars was ruler of Aries. Mars itself is still over in Capricorn, but Mars is the ruler of Aries. So this is Martian energy, Martian energy. It's very physical. First house is very physical. So what you you know, run, do exercise, hike, you know, do this physical stuff. That's a good way to sex. Mars is sex, you know. Release it. Release through physical energy, and you know, get it out of your system. Don't let it settle in for the long term. You know, it shows up, you deal with it, and away we go, you know, and move on to the next thing. Okay, so Venus is in Taurus. Is it aspecting anything? It's opposing the Sun. It's trining Pluto. Opposing Jupiter. Yeah, it is opposing Jupiter and trining Pluto. So here's some harmony. We've got a trine and a sextile going on. This is an exact. Jupiter's exactly sextiling Pluto. So we've got a little bit of harmonious stuff to fall back on. We've got a little bit of when cooler heads prevail to go back on. Although, again, with the Scorpio, I don't know if you could call that a cooler head. This is great for creative expression. Venus and Taurus this whole time. It's going to be so great for creative expression, for writing music, for creating visual art. Everything creative is really flourishing and flowing while Venus is in Taurus. And then this Jupiter, it's an opposition, yes, and you know, a lot of times we look at oppositions as problems, but I don't always see it that way, and I don't see it that way here. I feel like because the Jupiter's in Scorpio, and again, that's our deep, dark, inner stuff, you know, that we could totally pull up something that's just been right there. And if you do creative stuff, you know what I mean. Like when you're trying to write, and it's just right there, and you can taste it, but like the expression, it's on the tip of my tongue, you know. It's just right there, but you just can't quite get it. Then this could definitely, you could get it. You know, it could express beautifully at this time. Pluto, big turnabouts with Pluto. You know, these are also money houses. The second house is money, Taurus is money, eighth house is other people's money. If any of you out there are looking for an investor for your creative project, or for whatever you want to do, and Pluto is big money and power and stuff. You know, somebody powerful could step in and show up and change your life for you, you know. This could be a life-changing aspect for the good. You know, Pluto is always life-changing. You know, it's like death and rebirth. And Jupiter's in Scorpio, which is, of course, rules of Pluto. So it's, again, projecting that same energy. Venus, with the Scorpio stuff, too, you know, you could fall madly in love with somebody if you're looking for love. You know, there could be this magical, it would be very, an intense sexual attraction. There could be this intense sexual, somebody that would just, you know, again, these are your life, people's lives could be changed under this aspect. And hopefully it's going to be for the good. It'll be for the good if you allow it to happen. You know, these Pluto and this Scorpio stuff, these are very drastic changes. And Uranus is drastic changes too. So there could be some really drastic changes happening. But who's to say that that's a bad thing? You know, that's not always a bad thing, especially if you're struggling. If you're struggling financially, it could be a financial turnabout. Oh, I just saw this flash of light. That was weird. Was it a reflection off my pen? I just went like this with my hand, and I got this big flash of light. Might have been a reflection off the metal. Who knows? If, you know, you're looking for a different kind of sexual experience, it could be that. It could be with your consciousness. You know, it could be major understanding or major download, or I get it finally, or I see. It's the, you know, it's an old saying, but it's one that's you know, worth repeating. Is, you know, doing the same thing over and over again is a definition of insanity, and expecting a different result. So if you want a different result, you're never going to have a better new moon than this, I would say. To do something different and get a different result. And there's going to be a lot of good mojo backing. And who knows? I mean, stick your neck out. This is a time to stick your neck out and just put it out there. So, yeah, maybe you get booed off the stage, or maybe nobody wants to fund your thing or back you, or you get rejected if you are trying to date somebody. But you have a lot more energy, momentum going towards you know, doing it. Stick your neck out. I'm hearing, tell your personal truth. Be who you are. You know, there's a lot of stuff in Capricorn here. You've got Pluto, Lilith together, Mars, Saturn, and Vesta. So, you know, there's a major Capricorn energy, and Capricorn energy is the establishment. It doesn't want to change. It wants to stay, things to be the status quo. It's good to be king. We like being in power. And Uranus and Aries, and all this Aries energy, that's the youth and the youthful outlook and the new. And we want to do things differently, you know. So there is that struggle going on. And I mean, you might be part of this part of it. You might think things are perfectly fine the way they are, and we don't need to change a thing. But you're fighting, if that's it, you're fighting a losing battle, because we don't live in a stagnant universe. The universe is, we live in an expansive universe, okay? And trying to make things stay how they are is just fighting against the laws of relativity, whatever, you know, it's the, I don't know if that's Newton's law of relativity or not, I don't think so, but it's the universal laws. Everything expands and time's moving forward in our linear world. So trying to stand and block the flow is futile. You know, it's futile. It's only a waste of energy, you know. So ride that wave. Go on that new energy. There's a place for you in it, or you wouldn't be here. Yeah, I think that's what a lot of this resistance is about. The resistance, not the movement, the resistance, but the resistance to change that this Capricorn, the patriarchy energy kind of represents. You know, I think that they think that it's like, well, you know, I'm powerful in this situation. Like they're afraid that they'll be written off or lost or unuseful anymore, put out to pasture, you know, like they could be put out to pasture. No, you won't be put out to pasture. Well, you might be if you refuse to go with it and get on board here, but there's a place for you there, or you wouldn't still be here. You wouldn't still be here on this earth if there wasn't a place for you in it. But resisting change is never going to be the answer. It's just not the answer. Okay. Saturn is putting up major new foundations. Saturn is always putting up major foundations. But when it's in its home sign of Capricorn, Saturn is in its home sign of Capricorn here, it's always a cycle. Astrology is nothing but cycles, never-ending cycles. Things just keep going round and round and round, and hopefully it's spiraling upward. Hopefully, you know, it's going up, and it's not the same thing over and over. And so that's why there's, you know, everything that tries to make anything that is finite, you know, anything that you try to claim or make or be finite is just a losing cause, and you can't hold it back, you know. You just can't hold it back. It's like the boy with the finger in the dam or the dike or whatever, and it's, you know, you can't hold it back forever. Things that Uranus is, things are going to really move. You cannot hold it back. So don't try to hold it back. Go with the flow. Try to move for the future. Embrace the future. It's exciting. This is exciting. This is new and fresh and exciting, and discoveries. This could totally be scientific discoveries. This could totally be breakthroughs, you know, to help. Uranus is mankind, you know, human race here. So these could be some major stuff like that going on. And well, just like how, you know, or this could, you could take this scenario again, is how, you know, many people believe that the drug companies have suppressed cures, that these cures are already invented, but they want to hold on because they're making money off of it, you know. It's that kind of thing. Well, yeah, maybe that's going to work for you for a while, you know, like that dude that did that stuff with the EpiPen. Yeah, maybe it'll work for a while. Maybe you'll make a bunch of money for a while. But in the long run, you know, well, karmically, obviously, that's not cool. But, you know, you're going to tie yourself karmically in really bad ways. But beyond that, you don't have to get so into the woo-woo. You know, it's gonna come bite you in the ass. It will. It's not gonna stay. It won't stay forever. This is the energy of the rebellion, of the uprising. It is, you know. It doesn't always have to be through violence, though, and everything like that. Definitely not. That would not be Uranus's way. Through Uranus would be through enlightenment, through new thoughts and ideas, through astrology. If any of you are thinking about doing some astrology thing, take an astrology course or some kind of, you know, starting to learn astrology or get your chart done by me or somebody else, yeah, that would be a great day to do that too. Oh, by the way, as far as me with the readings, that equinox reading was really popular and that was really fun doing it. So it's still up. It'll be up as I'm taping this reading. It's going to be up for the rest of the weekend. For a few more days. I'm taping this on Friday, and then it'll be taken down. But I'm thinking I might go ahead and do it for, you know, each time, because I've always used these, and they're very, like, I might do the summer solstice every time, the cardinal ingress. I might try to, you know, throw these up as a quarterly thing that I might offer. But if you are watching this before the first weekend in April, then or the second weekend in April rather, you know, and you want to check it out, it's up there for a few more days. It'll be coming down after this weekend. But it's a good reading, and it's really cool and really interesting, especially if you're into astrology. There's many other things on my chart. Please do check it out, including the t-shirts, which is under the art section. I have animal totems, women's empowerment, astrology, mandalas. I'm going to do some revision of these mandalas. These are going to be different, but if you want just the big mandala art, and they're all through Amazon, so if you're a Prime member, you know, you get free shipping and all that good stuff. So do check it out. Okay, so here it is, baby. The new moon in Aries. powerful new energy for new beginnings. Not a time to try to hold on to the past. It's breakthrough in a universal way, like I said, through scientific things of that nature, but it's also could be major personal breakthroughs. This is stuff you could examine for yourself. Oops, I want to go slow and get those lines out of the way. How has old thoughts and ideas and beliefs of your own, how has that held you back? How has these, and this is like the establishment, how has the establishment, whether it was teachers at school or your religious, like your upbringing, or people who had authority over you, or who molded you, your personality and character. Not that you don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater, not that everything they ever said or did was bad, but maybe some of it is limiting. And it's a time to examine that and think about that. And throw caution to the wind. Just kind of throw caution to the wind and give it a whirl. Okay, so yeah, give it a whirl. Have some fun. Be adventurous. Explore. All those types of things are great for this Aries new moon. I want to thank everybody for tuning in all the time and donating and liking and ordering their charts and the readings and all that stuff. It's all contributes to me continuing to do the free readings on YouTube. Remember that you are love and beauty incarnate. Have a great new moon in Aries, and I'll speak to you soon.